Hey there, friends. Damon Day here, the new Get Out of Debt guy. Steve's off today, so it's just me, but don't worry, I'm bringing the heat. If you're a regular, welcome back. And if this is your first time tuning in, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, ring the bell, leave a comment, send a carrier pigeon. Whatever you got to do to keep this good stuff coming your way. All right, today we're jumping into something everybody wants to know about: making extra money. Whether it's to pay down debt, save for something big, or just to not freak out every time the price of eggs goes up, right? Making extra money can be a game changer. And let's be real. Sometimes it's not just about having more spending money. Sometimes it's the extra income can be the difference between falling behind on your bills or staying afloat, between a collection call or a calm evening, between panic and peace. Making extra money is one of the most underrated ways to get out of debt. It might not be glamorous, and yeah, it might mean delivering a freaking burrito on a Tuesday night. But guess what? That one delivery could cover your cell phone bill, or help you avoid an overdraft fee on your checking account, or get you one step closer to being done with your debt. When Steve and I first started testing side hustles back in 2022 as a way of making extra money and showing people how they could do it too, we wanted to see what worked for real people. Not just influencers peddling courses and selling big pipe dreams. So Steve jumped into becoming an Amazon FBA seller. And I gotta say, that really took off for him. He has the research chops, the systems, the strategy mindset. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I tried it too with his help, and it just wasn't my thing. Selling on Amazon requires a very specific and unique set of skills. You need to enjoy market research, price tracking, inventory management, customer service. Blah, blah, blah. Made my eyes freaking bleed. It just was not a good fit for me. And I'll admit, I made money, but if it wasn't for Steve's constant help and guidance when I would get discouraged and frustrated with Amazon, I probably would have quit long before I got to the profit point. So that's not going to be a good fit for everybody. So what's my side hustle of choice? All the making extra money opportunities out there that put me in my car and out of my office. That's my zone. Give me the road, some tunes, a hot coffee, and an app that lets me turn time into tips. And I am just good to go. I'm crunching numbers and negotiating with creditors for clients all day. The last thing I want in a side hustle is a spreadsheet with the side of Amazon non-customer support. No, thank you. I want something that's mindless and I can just cruise with the windows down. That's what I'm looking for. But here's the truth. Most people think they need a second job to make more money. And yeah, you can do that. But in my experience, that usually leads to more stress, more time away from the family, maybe a few extra bucks that just don't even feel worth it. So what if you could work less, earn more, and actually like the way you're making money on the side? Well, again, this is not going to be for everybody, but I've tested a bunch of side hustles myself. DoorDash, Instacart, Uber, Lyft, Walmart Spark, and countless other delivery type opportunities. And honestly, I make a couple of grand a month on the side, mainly in the evening, some weekends here and there. And I usually average about $40 an hour. Disclaimer, results aren't typical. I've set up good strategies and I'm really good at it now. Most gig workers won't make $40 an hour, but it's possible. So today I'm going to break down for you what works and what doesn't, what to try if you need money fast, what to consider if you want to build something sustainable, and what most people never think about when they start a side hustle. So let's kick things off, right? Fast cash hustles you can start this week, right now, today. These are things you can just open up your phone, hit the app. As long as there's not a waiting list, you could have money in your bank account probably by tomorrow, because most of these have a background check that you have to pass that usually will take a day. Okay? Number one, super simple. DoorDash and Uber Eats. Don't prejudge, just download the apps. Follow me on this one. DoorDash and Uber Eats. These are great if you have a car and a flexible schedule. You can work the lunch, the dinner rush, and with tips, most people can make $20 to $30 an hour. Again, I tend to make a little bit more than that, but the recipe has to be just right for higher than about 25 bucks an hour. You've also got Instacart and Walmart delivery. If you're cool walking through grocery stores and don't mind the occasional weird request for pickled watermelon, these can really pay some good money, especially during the weekends or bad weather when nobody else wants to go out. You've got apps like Rover or Wag. Do you love dogs? People will pay good money for someone to walk their pup or hang out with them while they're away. It's easy, it's fun, and you can get paid to play fetch for the dog. So these are side hustles you can set up today, and there are hundreds more out there. You can just Google gig work, side hustles. There's a ton of them you can look into. Find one that fits your personality. Okay? Now, here's some side hustles that can grow with you. Not all side hustles are just quick cash. Some are stepping stones. So for instance, Uber and Lyft, where you're actually delivering people rather than burritos. These can go either way, and it depends on where you live and how you time up your driving. But if you plan it right and you think about airport runs, weekends and evenings, it can really add up fast, especially if you live in a pretty major city that has a need for higher end rides like Los Angeles or Miami or where I'm at in Scottsdale, Arizona. You have things like TaskRabbit. If you've never heard of that, if you're handy or even just reliable, you can get paid to do stuff like assemble IKEA furniture, mount TVs, or help people move. No thanks. I don't even like to put together IKEA furniture for my house, much less somebody else's. But if that's your thing, check out TaskRabbit. Facebook Marketplace flips. Again, not something that I would be into, but if you've got a lot of stuff, especially a lot of valuable stuff laying around your house that you don't need anymore, buy low, sell high. I know people that make hundreds flipping furniture, appliances, electronics. You just need a hustle and an eye for deals, but you can scale it. And again, I'm not talking about, just the stuff that's around your house. I mean, that's where you would start. But there's people that actually go out there and make a business just flipping this stuff, picking stuff up off the curb or buying things on Facebook Marketplace for a really good deal and then flipping them on Facebook Marketplace or some other offer site and making money on the difference. You can do that if you've got a good eye for that thing. And if it comes to like furniture and things like that, if you're handy fixing things up and flipping it, people can make a decent side hustle that way. Okay, now let's shift gears a little bit. Not everything that glitters is gold, okay? So there are things out there that sound good, but really aren't. Things like surveys and reward apps. Now, I'm not saying, getting paid to take surveys is fake, but they pay nickels and pennies, so they do pay you. But I mean, if you are looking to, make $3 for spending an hour clicking on buttons, it may be something to look into. But if you're looking to make enough money to buy a carton of eggs, probably not going to be taking surveys. MLMs or business opportunities, for me, multi-level marketing deals for most people are not going to work out well. You got to have a very certain personality. And when you look at the history on these things, most of them don't ever pan out. And usually they're going to want some kind of upfront investment or course or kit to purchase. And we're looking to make money, not spend money right now. We want money coming in, not going out. Oh, and then my favorite, course pushing influencers. You see these everywhere. Beware of folks who only make money by teaching others how to make money. Now you might say, well, aren't you teaching others how to make money? Yeah, but I'm not selling you a course. I'm just telling you some things that you can go do. There's a big difference. At the end of this podcast, I'm going to ask you for $9.97 and get my course. So I've always been skeptical because my theory has always been, if what they're selling me is so good and so hands-off and so turnkey and so easy to make money that anybody can do it with very little work, why are they sharing it with everybody else? Why do they need my $9.97? Why don't they just set up their own Amazon FBA store like they're claiming to show you how to do and make it all turnkey so you don't have to do anything and it will just print money? Well, then why don't they just go do it for themselves and print money? Why do they need my $9.97? Doesn't make any sense. Never has. But I digress. Okay. This section, Damon's pro tips for making it work. Let's talk real for a second. I meet so many people who know they could jump into one of these side hustles today, but they freeze. They get stuck in the what ifs. What if I mess up an order? What if someone I know sees me delivering? Ooh, what if it doesn't work out? Look, I get it. It might be outside of your comfort zone, but let me ask you this. Which is worse, delivering a burrito to a stranger or answering a call from a debt collector, right? If you're already dealing with money stress, avoiding a little discomfort today could just be making things harder down the road. And honestly, the first delivery or two might be awkward. The third or fourth one starts to get a little bit easier. By the fifth, you're rolling, man. I mean, I remember what I first thought when I started doing these side hustles. There's no way in hell I'm going into a grocery store and get groceries for somebody. I don't even like to get groceries for my family, let alone somebody else's family. But, for the gram, I tried it to show people whether it worked or didn't work. And quite honestly, I actually enjoy it. And for me, and again, this is a personal thing, but for me, I enjoy just getting out of the office for an hour and a half. I go into the grocery store. A lot of the stores in my area have a Starbucks in there. I'll grab a Starbucks. I'll go grab some stuff, put it in the cart. I'll listen to some podcasts in my headphones while I'm doing the shop. It gives me a nice relaxing hour. I go drop it off. I make 50, 60 bucks, come back to the office, get back to work. Maybe I do some of my own errands while I'm out, but I make it work for me. So you don't have to be fearless. You just have to be willing to start. Now let's get practical. Track your time versus money. If you made $50 but spent 5 hours doing it, that's only $10 an hour. You have to know your worth. Now, stack your hustles. If you're driving for Uber, turn on DoorDash too, so you're doing Uber Eats and DoorDash. And pro tip, if you get really good, throw in some Instacart and some Walmart Spark delivery at the same time, and now you're juggling 4 different apps. Again, that's a pro tip. That's one of the ways I make $40 an hour, but you can't start there. You have to start one app at a time. Know your energy zones. Are you a night owl? Well, then don't sign up for a 7 a.m. grocery run. You're going to hate your life. So set a goal. Extra money is great, but if you don't tell that money where to go, it's just going to disappear. Are you saving for a vacation? Are you paying down debt? Assign that extra money a job. All right, here's some of the stuff that nobody tells you about, but I'm going to. So when you start making extra money on your own terms, you become your own boss. Sounds cool, right? And it really is. You get your own schedule. You decide when to hustle, when to rest. You call the shots. You're the big cheese. But being your own boss also means your own HR department and finance team and tax advisor. Yep, you're now responsible for self-employment taxes. Nobody's withholding that money for you. So every time you cash out on that DoorDash or you get paid by Uber, remember, Uncle Sam still wants its cut. Set aside about 25 to 30% of the income for taxes just to be safe. But, and this is the beautiful part, because you're self-employed, you can also take advantage of business tax deductions. Mileage, part of your cell phone bill, even that car mount you bought. Just for your deliveries to hold your phone on your window, that can usually be written off. And get this, if your side hustle is generating a few $100s a month, you could set up a solo 401k or a SEP IRA. And then you can start putting money away for retirement, tax deferred. Think about that. Your side hustle can not only help you get out of debt today, it can also help you to build wealth. This isn't just about today's bills. It can be the start of tomorrow's freedom. So, making extra money doesn't have to mean selling your soul or giving up your weekends. With the right tools, you can stack some serious side cash without burning out. And here's the cool part. Once you learn how to make money on your terms, it really changes how you look at everything. Remember, this isn't just about cash. It's about confidence, control, and carving out a little more peace of mind in a chaotic world. And maybe even funding your future while you're at it. If you want to talk to me and get some help getting started with your own side hustle business, don't hesitate to reach out at damonday.com. I'm happy to help you put together a plan that actually works for your life. So if this helped, subscribe to the podcast, boop that like button, And go visit us at getoutofdebt.org for free resources to help you go even further. Have anything to add or a burning question for me? Please drop a comment below. Let's talk about it. Until next time, peace.
Got a money question keeping you up at night? Well, don't just Google it. Get real answers from real people who actually know what they're talking about. Head to getoutofdebt.org/podcast to ask your question, and you might hear it on an upcoming episode. But hey, if you'd rather keep it private, Damon Day has your back. Visit DamonDay.com because getting out of debt is easier with the right help. That's getoutofdebt.org/podcast, where smart money questions lead to smarter money moves.